story.
Okay, anyway, that was my start at singing. And of course, playing the piano, I sang all the time for the band. And, you know, I a funny side on that one. We used to have singing contests between the churches. And of course, I told you I was in Anglican church. And Tom White. There was a church in Kingsville, a big United church, and they usually hosted the singing competition. There was a big United church right up here, you two. There's two chairs right here. Right up front. Front row. Front row. You're centered out. So anyway, that big United church downtown Windsor and that United church out in Kingsville, there was a family named Black at the church in Kingsville. And their son and I would wind up, you know, in the singing contest. It'd be him and I, black against white. And that was back in
I remember that.
yeah, 1952 or something like that, or 53. And of course, back then, television was just coming out. So, and that would be broadcast over CBC radio. So back then I thought I was something else, you know, singing on the radio. Holy mackerel. Anyway, on with this little show that I wrote. The purpose of it is I'd like to eventually go and sing at seniors' homes. And so I thought, what better than to try it out on you kids? So what I want to do is take you on a musical journey across 8 decades of music. And so it'll be spanning my 80 years. Of course, in this first half, I call it kind of the radio era. That's our parents. You know, I was born in the early 40s, so my parents' music, I'm not going to go back into the Second World War, you know, dozy dotes and diety dites and little lamsy diety stuff, but, you know, my dad's favorite music to sing in the car was Nat King Cole. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far, like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Music was a lot slower back then. You had time to take a drink, think about it. unforgettable in every way, and forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. And my favorite from Nat King Cole was When I Fall in Love. I was mushrooming when I was young.
Yes, you were.
When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you. I'll switch it up a little bit now. In the early 50s, radio was replaced by television. And a lot of the old crooners from the 40s got their own TV shows. And my grandmother loved this guy, Perry Como. And Perry Como's big hit, I'll tell you more about it. But, you gotta excuse me, the darn chemo left a squirrel in my stomach, and every now and again I get gas. Thank goodness it's coming up this way. No. So anyway, back to good old Perry Como. This is And I Love You So, my grandma's favorite. and I love you so. The people ask me how I've lived till now. I tell them I don't know. I guess they'll understand how lonely life has been. But life began again the day you took my hand. And yes, I know how lonely life can be. The shadows follow me, and the night won't set me free. But I don't let the evening get me down. Now that you're around me. And you love me too. Your thoughts are just for me. You set my spirit free. I'm happy that you do. The book of life is brief, and once a page is read, all but life is dead. That is my belief. And yes, I know how lonely life can be. The shadows follow me, and the night won't set me free. But I don't let the evening get me down. Now that you're around me. And I love you so. Now you won't believe this, so I'll just tell you flat out. 5 years later, Elvis took that same song and turned it into a huge hit for himself. I'm not going to sing it again like Elvis, but now that I've mentioned Elvis, how about Can't Help Falling in Love?
Mom. Two seats right there. Love how he sings this song.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you. Did that take you back to 19?
Oh, beautiful. I love how he sings that song.
That does take us back. I know my niece back there, I don't know if you even remember Elvis. He's been dead for more years than you've been alive. Anyway, he was special. Anyway, the one that I like best, and it's hard to sing, so if I mess it up, I'm sorry in advance. But I'll give it a try, because it was my favorite. In the Ghetto. A lot of words in the Ghetto. As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries. 'Cause if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? A child needs a helping hand, or he'll grow to be an angry young man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Well, the world turns, and a hungry little boy with a runny nose plays in the street as a cold wind blows in the ghetto, and his hunger burns. So he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto. Then one night, in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, he steals a car, tries to run but he don't get far, and his mama cries. As a crowd gathers round the angry young man, face down on the street with a gun in his hand, in the ghetto, and her young man dies. On a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries. And his mama cries. In the ghetto. was number one. From 55 to 65, he was the man. That's why they called him the king. But there were other guys. Like when Elvis was singing about blue suede shoes, this one's for my sister-in-law. There was a guy that knocked him off the perch. He wore white bucks and that kind of thing. And he was pretty straight. And it was Pat Boone, and he sang this song that went to number one, Love Letters in the Sand. On a day like today, we pass the time away, writing love letters in the sand. How you laughed when I cried each time you saw the tide take our love letters from the sand. You made a vow that you would ever be true, but somehow that vow meant nothing to you. Now my broken heart aches with every wave that breaks over love letters in the sand. Now my broken heart aches with every wave that breaks over love letters in the sand. Oh, oh, oh. Remember how back then they used to whistle in the songs? That's what my sister-in-law loved.
Just wonder where Manny was. Granny, right here.
Now, I found out earlier, Carol,
Oh,
that
she's
really
right there,
liked this
Nanny.
guy, and I think you told me the other day you did too. Back in 1963, I'm gonna flip the page
Zoom.
here.
When Papa's
Back in
having a concert.
1963, Bobby printed this one up. Not back then, but he printed this up for me. This is a picture of me and Sherry going to the prom in 1963.
Anytime.
I had hair and an Adam's apple. And white socks. And pants that only came down to my ankles. Floods. Anybody remember that? Anyway. I thought I was Ricky Nelson.
You wish. Or I should say mom wishes.
Yeah, I'll give you my best Ricky Nelson. This is one of his, and Carolyn loved it earlier, Lonesome Town.
I love this. I used to go in the canoe and the two of them would sing this. My mom's got a really good voice too.
There's a place where lovers go to cry their troubles away, and they call it Lonesome Town, where the broken hearts stay. Lonesome Town. You can buy a dream or two to last you all through the years. And the only price you pay is a heart full of tears. Going down to Lonesome Town, where the broken hearts stay. Going down to Lonesome Town to cry my troubles away. In the town of broken dreams, the streets are filled with regret. Maybe down in Lonesome Town I can learn to forget. Maybe down
We just had our banquet
in
the other day.
Lonesome Town
Playing darts on June the 7th.
I
Having a
can
huge
learn
tournament.
to forget.
Anyone who wants to play. After June the 7th, it's on a Friday, 6:30. It's on the McGregor site. But this one, they're only gonna do 30 teams.
Now, I know you all, well, most of you remember Ozzie and Harriet. And Ricky got most of his fans from watching Ozzie and Harriet's show, his mom and dad.
I'm not sure.
And one day I'm watching that show and Ricky decides he's gonna get up on stage at a talent show at his high school. This is in the show. And he's gonna sing to his girlfriend. Me thinking I'm Ricky Nelson. 2 weeks later, I'm going to Massey Collegiate and I'm singing a song at the talent assembly. So I hike it over at lunchtime in my car and I pick up Sherry from her high school. And I pick her up and bring her back to my high school. And I proceed like Ricky Nelson to get up on stage and sing this song to her. But since then, I've sang it for our 50th wedding anniversary. And I hope to sing it on our 60th this year. But anyway, if not, at least I'm singing it tonight. Anyway, it's not a well-known song.
Out there.
And Ricky actually sang it. He was copying it off of none other than Nat King Cole. But Frank Sinatra sang it. That particular year, my favorite singer was Johnny Mathis, who I called Johnny Mattress. I swear he was responsible for the biggest baby boom since the war years. What a smooth voice he had. Anyway, he sang it. And since then, Adam Sandler, of all people, sang it in the movie The Wedding Singer. And just last year, our very own schmoozer, not Robert Goulet, but Michael Bublé, he sang it and put it out on an album. The name of the song is That's All. That's a big enough build-up to it. So I'll try and sing this like I did to Sherry back in 1963, with a little mixture of everybody in it.
Let's go upstairs.
I don't know if I can remember back that far. I can only give you love that lasts forever, and the promise to be near each time you call, and the only heart I own for you and you alone. That's all. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime, and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, love whose burning light will warm the winter nights. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time can never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Mommy, Carolyn says that's why we're still kissing on the elevator.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we'll take a 5-minute break, pause for the cause, if anybody needs to use a washroom. Got a pot of coffee made up here, and I got my favorite cookies, oatmeal raisin. I'll share them, and we can take a little break.
Want a cookie? Yes, we'll go get a cookie for this. Let's go get a cookie. I'll get you a cookie, okay, Jace?
Is it good? Well, I see him trying to keep around and he's got all this space. He's good.
Those are good cookies. Yummy.
I'll try and hurry so I can get you up to the
Do you want a coffee or a cookie? Here, come this way. Perfect. Remember those clothes you had on the bed? Oh, yeah. I have two. You gave me a blue, it's almost like a jean material, but it's not. They're like these. Yeah, they're really good. They're kind of dressy too, so I thought, well, with my, all my, I have lots of beige shirts, eh, so. My mother I look at him all the time. Lift nonstop. I used to lift her up like this all the time. So this muscle's way bigger on this one.
I got this little guy, he's a good boy. He's shy though. Are you shy? What you got? Can I have a bite?
All the way down to my bone. I cut it right out.
Oh, good.
Cancer.
Jen, you want a cookie? Oh, that's good. Want some coffee? Oh, Chris is going to get you something? Or dirt?
That's still a lot.
So, is he okay?
Turning the horn on
So
it?
everything's kind of hanging.
I look down and he's got one thing, he's got another thing.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I know, it's frustrating.
My sister and then my brother-in-law. And Chris is their daughter. This is Bobby Jane, and this is Darlene Jane and Chris. He had his trailer at our park too, but he's upstairs.
That's just a coincidence then, right?
No, we were here first and then we went there because they were there.
Oh, good.
And the managers were there. And another couple that was in this park were there. That's why we went there. And everybody else left us.
Let's go back to when you were real young. Do you know people on Monmouth Road?
Hey,
Monmouth Road?
like
No, because I just said Robert Anderson.
I've seen you around, actually. I swear to God, I've seen you around town. Around here in Amherstburg. No, but I live in Amherstburg. But I think I've seen you. Weird, eh?
You're at a hockey game?
Pardon?
You go to hockey games?
No, I don't.
Again,
That's pretty good, eh?
well, we've heard them before.
Well, you can still sing all right. Yeah?
How you guys doing?
How are you doing? Yeah?
Donnie is sitting there.
Is it cataracts? Oh, so it must be a relief now. But anyway. So are those just
55 to 65 era of music.
Okay.
That was soft rock, what I was singing there. But I had forgotten this, so I added 2 songs in here because there was 2 other types of music that came out of that era at the same time as rock and roll. Does anybody remember going to Hootenannies back in the 50s? Do you remember? No, not you. No, he wants me to put my hair back on. What is this, light shining in your face? Anyway, I used to just love going to parties and to around campfires, and I had a friend that played a 12-string guitar, and we loved singing the Kingston Trio, the Brothers Four, Green Fields and the Green Leaves of Summer, all these songs. The harmonies were so beautiful. And there was one song we always sang back then at these innocent campfires. And I can't believe, this is some for you younger girls back there, I can't believe that out of all that innocence came the hippie movement. You know, and the hippies started to protest, and this song became their anthem for protesting the Vietnam War and stuff like that back then. And I can't believe that such an innocent song, when I sing this song, you're gonna think, no, what the heck could that be a protest song? Because I'll bet you all know it, and if you do, join in. It was a song that we called a round. In other words, each verse led to the next, to the next, to the next, and the last one took you back to the first. Anyway, this one. Where have all the flowers gone? Remember that? Innocent song. But it led to the hippie movement. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone to young men, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young men gone? Gone to soldiers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time passing. Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago. Where have all the graveyards gone? Gone to flowers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? I'm sorry we were back here in 65 singing that, and you were over in the rice paddies over in Vietnam, Bob. I welcome you back. Anyway, there was another thing born out of that era. Those songs are the hootenanny songs, but folk music grew out of that same hootenanny music, folk music. And of course, the United States had their troubadour with this happened earlier. Names go. Music stays, names go.
Yep.
Give us a hint.
He was married to Carly Simon.
Paul Simon.
No.
Well, says Chrissy.
You were close with Simon.
Garfunkel.
No. Forget it.
Wasn't
We had our own,
James
we had
Taylor.
our own
James
troubadour
Taylor.
here in
Taylor?
Canada.
No.
He just wasn't famous yet.
Was it
In
James Taylor?
1965, I'm fresh out of college, and my dad gets me a job at selling life insurance. Does anybody remember Howard Avenue and Tecumseh Road in Windsor?
James
They
Taylor.
opened
James,
the
that was right.
Go-Go Car Wash. Remember, I'm like 20 years old. Of course, I'm going by there to see the Go-Go girls. You know, they would wash your car, they'd fill it up with gas and everything. So I gotta go see the Go-Go girls. So here they are in tight little shorts and white boots and all this kind of stuff, and little halter tops. But I'm just coming from a rah-rah sales meeting. So instead of trying to pick them up, I'm married at this time, but take back the pickup. I asked the girl wiping the windshield, do you women working outside like this, do you have any kind of insurance or medical coverage or anything like that? Here I am, a young, I got a suit on, I don't know, I sure didn't look mature. Anyway, long story short, I wound up selling the largest group insurance policy in company history. I called in the group specialist from London, and he actually sold the whole thing for me, but I got credit for it. Holy crap, it was a good chunk of dough. Anyway, I won a trip to Toronto. So I go up to Toronto with a group of guys, including my father. Anyway, we go to Toronto and we're staying at the Royal York, and we went to some business meetings at the head office. So on the Saturday, the business meetings finish, and the Toronto guys tell me, well, I don't know how in the heck it ever come out, music. Music back then, the music capital of Ontario was a place called Le Coq d'Or on Yonge Street, of all names. Anyway, this place was supposed to be it in the 65. Anyhow, the house band was Ronnie Hawkins and whatever they were called. But that was a house band. So in comes all us young insurance dudes. We come in the door and there's no place to sit. There's an empty table that was the band's table. So there's a guy sitting there and he's, come on over, you can sit here, So we sit down and I'm sitting next to this guy. Had a hell of a voice, one of those that you'll never forget. He got up on stage and sang a couple songs for Hawkins. And I knew right away this guy was gonna be something. So I'll sing you one of his songs, you'll know who he is right away. And he's
Right, got to meet him before he
If
was
you could
famous.
read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie, not a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark, or a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet, you know that ghost is me. And I'll never be set free as long as I'm a ghost you can see. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale your thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstore sells. When you reach the part where the heartaches come, the hero would be me. The heroes often fade, and you would read the book again, because the ending's just too hard to take. I'm off key. Only I know that. Doesn't bother me. I'll walk away like a movie star who gets burned in a three-way script enter number 2. A movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out in me. But for now, love, let's be real. Never thought I could act this way. And I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. Ooh. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet, that story always ends. And if you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feeling that you left. I never thought that I could feel this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. Woo. Ain't I glad I threw that one in.
Curly Simon James Taylor.
Yeah, that was Gordon Lightfoot, but James Taylor was the American. I loved him too. I should not tell all kinds of stories because we'd be here all night. I got to go to a James Taylor concert in Detroit. Now, I wasn't a good boy in the 70s. I got tickets to see James Taylor, and I can't think of the girl that was going out. She was from England, and she was going to open up for James Taylor, and I was so excited to see her. But I'd been out at the pub all morning and afternoon, and I come home and Sherry wouldn't go with me. So her sister here happened to be there. Do you remember that night? You guys ripped up my tickets? Yeah. So you're never gonna stop a guy that's had a snoot full. So I traipse over to the Pine Knob anyway, and I'm just gonna bust in and sit in the hill with all the smokers. So I get up on the hill and in the nosebleed section, and James Taylor comes out, pulls a stool out on the stage, and he commences to say, "I'm sorry, what's her name? She can't be here tonight, she's got laryngitis, so you're stuck with me for a whole 3 hours." Oh, that's terrible. So I'm happier than all hell, and he sings a couple songs, and then he says, "Hey, would you mind?" He says, "The wife flew in this afternoon. Is it okay if Carly Simon comes out and sits next to me and sings a few?" Are you kidding me? Now I was happy I was breathing in all that funny smoke. You know, I could see better from up there. Anyway, Bad Boy, you flash ahead from the 70s, which were kind of a blur, like I said. Anyway, in 1982, Willie Nelson, Mark James, Wayne Thompson, and Johnny Christopher got up on stage at the Grammys, and they all got Grammys for Willie for singing it, and for the other guys, they had arranged it and written a melody and the lyrics to "You're Always on My Mind." So flash forward to the next year, and Goofy here winds up in a recovery home with two of the guys that were on stage that night.
Oh my God.
In 1983, I was in recovery with these guys. So anyhow, long story short, Friday nights, looking into the weekend, you know, nobody can go home. You're locked up in there. It's pretty lonely. the wife and family don't want it. So Wayne decides we should have like a sing-song and I'll play the guitar and, you know, we'll entertain. And I hear you do magic and joking around and stuff. He says, we'll have like an open mic thing and we'll entertain the guys so it's not so lonely. So that goes on for a few weeks. And I don't know, him and I are sitting talking one night and I said, well, I used to love singing at weddings and stuff. And he says, no kidding. So, you know, I sing a couple songs with him. And so one night, you know, we're in there and he jots down on paper some words and he played the guitar much like he must have done for Willie Nelson. And it was, and remember, they had been to recovery homes like more times than this one. So the words in here really reflect on that. And is Sherry out there?
No.
Because this one really turned it around for me in that recovery home. And I sang that song that night. And it hit home. And so I'll sing it tonight for my daughter back there and my wife Sherry. And it goes like this. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. And maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. And I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. It only took me 5 months there in a 3-month program. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you're always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Now I gotta get my hat on here. I got another Willie one for you. Did you know it was Willie's 91st birthday yesterday? He is officially the oldest touring musician, I'd say in the world, but for sure the United States. He already has 6 sold-out concerts for this summer. Phenomenal, 91 years old. Anyway, as Willie aged, okay, I think he got even better. Like that guy, as I'm aging, I know I think about a lot of things. And we go through a lot as we age. You girls, you know, you've got stuff to go through yet. And Willie wrote this song about 3 or 4 years back. It's not that well known, but I love it. It's about life itself. He's able to put into words the things I feel and see, the experiences, losing loved ones, going through loss, you know, friends, parents, spouses. Anyway, he puts that into words, and he does it all in this song that he called Something You Get Through. When you lose the one you love, you think your world has ended. You think the world will be a waste of life without them in it. You feel there's no way to go on. Life's just a sad, sad song. But love is bigger than us all. The end is not the end at all. It's not something you get over, but it's something you get through. It's not ours to be taken. It's just a thing we get to do. Life goes on, and when it's gone, it lives on in someone new. It's not something you get over, but it's something you get through. Some deep words by old Willie. This is where he plays that old guitar with all the holes in it. He's always played the same old guitar, and I think it's called Trigger. He calls his guitar Trigger. I don't know if any of you are Willie fans, but what's not to love Willie? It's not something you get over, but it's something you get through. It's not ours to be taken. It's a thing we get to do. Life goes on, and when it's gone, it lives in someone new. It's not something you you get over, but it's something you get through. It's not something you get over, but it's something you get through. And that was good. And that's my way. Now, a couple of country tunes. I don't know how many of you like country, but you can't get much more country than George Strait. And I love Amarillo by Morning. That just about tells what a cowboy's all about. I'll try and do them, Joe. I get my cowboy. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I got on. When that sun is high in that Texas sky, I'll be bucking at the county fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there. They took my saddle in Houston, broke my leg in Santa Fe, lost a wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way. Well, I'll be looking for 8 when they pull that gate, and I hope that judge ain't blind. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's on my mind. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I got on. I ain't got a gun, but what I got is mine. I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. And that's Amarillo. This next country artist, I love this song of his, Alan Jackson. If you can't relate to this song, especially us older people, it kind of takes you right through life. Anyway, Alan Jackson sang it a few years ago to his wife, actually, and they made a video together, him and his wife. If you ever get to see it, it's fantastic. And it's called Remember When. Remember when I was young and so were you. Time stood still and love was all we knew. You were the first, so was I. We made love and then you cried. Remember when? Remember when we vowed the vows and walked the walk, gave our hearts
made the start, and it was hard. We lived and learned life through curves. There was joy and there was hurt. Remember when? Remember when old ones died and new were born? Life was changed, disassembled, rearranged. We came together, fell apart, and broke each other's hearts. Remember when? Pretty well summed up. Thank God for breaks in songs. Remember when the sound of little feet was the music we danced to week, brought back the love, we found trust, vowed we'd never give it up. Remember when? Remember when 30 seems so old, now looking back, it's just a stepping stone to where we are, where we've been, said we'd do it all again. Remember when? Remember when we said when we turned gray, when the children grow up and move away, we won't be sad, we'll be glad for all the life we've led, and we'll remember when. Remember when? Remember when? I love that. Very well summed up light. Very light, anyway. This next one, I tossed it in because Sherry's got this thing. When John Michael Montgomery come along and sang his hit song, she started having what she called cracker men, country guys. They were cracker men. Then this guy come along a couple years ago, he's a new guy, Tracy Bird, and he sang this song, The Keeper of the Stars, and he's a cracker man too. And that means she wouldn't throw him out of bed for eating crackers. It was no accident, me finding you. Someone had a hand in it long before we ever knew. Now I just can't believe you're in my life. Heaven's smiling down on me as as I look at you tonight. I tip my hat to the keeper of the stars, and he sure knew what he was doing when he joined these two hearts. I hold everything when I hold you in my arms, and I've got all I'll ever need, thanks to the keeper of the stars. Soft moonlight on your face, oh how you shine. It takes my breath away just to look into your eyes. I know I don't deserve a treasure like you. There really are no words to show my gratitude. So I tip my hat to the keeper of the stars, and he sure knew what he was doing when he joined these two hearts. I hold everything when I hold you in my arms. I've got all I'll ever need, thanks to the keeper of the stars. It was no accident, me finding you. Someone had a hand in it long before we ever knew. These last two songs, no category here, they're iconic songs. That's the category you have to put these in. So I saved them for last. The first one, Sherry and I, back in 1963 again. The Elmwood was going at that time, and we got a shot on Sundays. They had a Sunday matinee, and they'd let underage people in. And we got to see the great Satchmo Louis Armstrong sing A Wonderful World. Now that's an iconic tune, and you can't sing like Satchmo sang. No, give it up. Thank goodness last year Michael Bublé came out with a version that is easy to sing to. And I love singing Wonderful World. So I'll give you my version of What a Wonderful World. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. It's a fairly long break in this song. Oh, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. This last one. Actually, it was first sung by, go all the way back to the first, by Perry Como. But a few years later, it became iconic when Barbara Streisand sang it, The Way We Were. I'll end with this one. You can picture Barbara singing Memories, like the corners of my mind, misty watercolor memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were. The way we were. Memories, eh? Well, that does it. That takes us through 80 years of what my memories were all about. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I enjoy music, and I hope you enjoyed the journey through time of this memorable music. And my brother Skelton used to say, may God bless.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it.